Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life of Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic I have for us this week, I'd like to quickly say if you'd like to know one thing or two things about the community, Life of Living Well, you can check it out on our community website at www.lifeoflivingwell.com. If you also like to see the video blog of the podcast, you can also check our YouTube channel. So if you just search lifeoflivingwell.com and just Life of Living Well, it will take you to the community channel. So thank you for your support and encouragement to keep it going. So let's dive into it without taking much of our time. The topic I'm looking at this week is what I call path to liberation. And by the time I finish this podcast, it will begin to shaping up or having some insight to you as well as you listen to me. As we normally do is to take one inspirational individual and use their word to build on top of it. So this week I'm taking from Franz Fanon. So he put quotation about liberation this way. Sometimes people hold a core belief that is very strong. When they are presented with evidence that works against that belief, the new evidence cannot be accepted. It will create a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable, called cognitive dissonance. And because it is so important to protect the core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that doesn't fit in with the core belief. Franz Fanon. It's powerful. It's amazing. His insight to the topic we're looking at this week. As I'm really more conscious about the time we spend regarding each of the topic that we bring in every week, so he also very important to expatiate in a way that is practicable, not just a sweet word or theory, but the practicality of the message that is more important to me. We all know deep down that many people yearning for all kind of liberation, and it all depends where you are in life. Some people, their liberation could be to have financial independence or to be able to pay off their debt. Others, it could be their mindset, that they just believe that anything they touch, it doesn't work, that they're so unlucky, that they bring all the bad lucks into their life. Or they are not worthy of love, or they are not lovable, which is their belief and their mindset. So how can you or such individual liberate themselves from this kind of enslavement? And it's Henry Ford that said that if you think you can do a thing, and if you also think you cannot do a thing, you're probably right. And it's really, really difficult to help an individual when they are not willing or ready for the kind of help that they're screaming for. In the past, when I used to have the time engaging in coaching, and those coaching is mostly based on helping someone to boost and improve or increase their confidence. And in life, we will go through certain stages in our life that our confidence, we probably lose it. And it's kind of refreshing when we have the group of people that help us to heal and to improve that confidence. So every time I have a client, so maybe this particular client is working of improving their agility, improving their strength, and they also wanted to work more on physical fitness. So if we decided in the winter time, when it's really difficult to see beyond, you cannot see anything within 6 feet in winter time because of the cold. And if I give them the time that I will be stopping in front of their house gate, so we should meet outside and go for an hour run. And when I said, why don't they focus on how slow they are when they are running, or how they walk and stop all the time? But I focus on what they've done to get themselves outside. Because the moment they get outside, they make my job actually easier to support them. So they have to put the clothes and the shoes somewhere overnight. They have to not turn off the alarm at 5 o'clock. They have to put on their tracksuit and with the trainers, and they have to keep themselves warm and come outside and waiting for me. So when I praise them, I praise them for this micro habit, that they have a winning mindset, that they've already taken half of the journey to free themselves for the things that enslave them. And what is remarkable about things like this is transcending to other parts of their life. So, what area do you, as you listen to me right now, what area you really want to liberate yourself from? My message for you is you can do it. And some people would like to liberate themselves for not depend on others. And the majority of the people are all depend on something outside of them. It could be their job, it could be their relationship, it could be their family, it could even be their money. So what happens if they suddenly lose any of these things? So this is the question. How could one liberate oneself without one belief have enslaved them? Because you cannot liberate yourself if you are not in position to identify your beliefs, your mindset, your character, your behavior. Are you the kind that procrastinate things? You dream, desire of things, but you refuse to take actions that will prepare you to there. So, unfortunately, many people do not take the right time to reflect about their own behavior, their own beliefs. Say someone that think all politicians are corrupt, or think all the rich people are corrupt. It is impossible for such an individual to be able to amass wealth in terms of the money, because unconsciously they believe that having money make you bad. There's a people that are bad with money. There are also people that are good with money. Money is a tools that we use. It expands any other behavior that we have. But once we are aware of your capability or possibility to sabotage yourself, this is when you will begin to walk toward your liberation. And in reality, your liberation is not in the hand of another person, not even in the title or your bank account or your family. It's within you. And mostly down to your beliefs. Not all the beliefs that we had so close that's actually hurting for us. Not many of the beliefs that we hold dear to us that are actually helping us. We can certainly liberate ourselves. And one of the most difficult pain that human beings run away from most of the time is emotional pain. Hardly anybody can tolerate a physical pain to an extent, but emotional pain, the strongest among us, we try everything to avoid it. Why do you think we have many people with the issue of alcohol, gambling? So, another way of liberating yourself is to guide yourself with what you consume. In this generation, it's not what you actually eat that I'm talking about here. It does help if you eat healthy, if you eat well. It really helps you. But I'm talking about what you feed your mind, where is emphasized on your beliefs. And this current generation is even more difficult to sanitize yourself with so many information that coming to you. It could be like a blog like this. Don't take everything you hear on this podcast and take it as fact. Question it. Reflect on it. Does it serve a purpose for your life? If it's not, reject it. Don't be afraid. Because we are getting into the time where there's so many actors. Those actors that you voted for, which is the government, and those actors that you didn't vote for. Big companies, political parties, all of them are scrounging for data and using this data to predict our behaviors. And you come to a stage that they will do it to the point that they will also want to influence your mind. It's Franco Frank that said, you can take almost anything from a man. You can take his house, you can take his clothes, you can even take his dignity. But one thing you cannot take is the will to live. So what happens when someone somewhere in the world can easily manipulate our mind based on the video you watch on the YouTube, or the podcast you listen to, or the program you watch on the TV, or even your friends and family gossiping about things that they had? You don't have the intelligence to critically evaluate what you're consuming. And the more you consuming so many unhelpful beliefs, the more you enslave yourself. A wise man said, to find yourself, think for yourself. But unfortunately, we live in the world where it's becoming increasingly difficult to think for yourself. Even though it seems like you're making the choices and decisions for yourself, most of your decision is still influenced by the things around you. It could be your group of friends, your social, the news, telling you about your age and the pension and the thing you have to do. So, as I'm bringing this tour to the end, so it doesn't really help us when we ourselves already have so many unhelpful beliefs. And now we are exposing ourselves to more unhelpful beliefs in order to liberate ourselves. Is to be able to think for ourselves, is to be able to filter what we consume, and it's also to able to reflect and be aware of our beliefs. I actually think it's something that we should try to do daily, even if it's only for 5 minutes, to question what we believe. If we have a shower every day, if we have a breakfast every day, we should prioritize that as well. So because of my time, I decided that to make our podcast to limit it within 10 to 20 minutes. Thank you for your time, and I hope this message helps someone. If you'd like to write to me, you can drop me a comment or feedback or recommendation that you think will help the community or the podcast. If you just go to our website and just fill a contact me form, I can assure you I will take a look at it, and someone else will take a look at it, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Until we meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. Ciao.